what are some actionable steps that we individually can do day to day that would at least help right now this process of trying to get our Earth back?
The big thing that we want to try and do is move away from fossil fuels. Just try and find other ways to satisfy our needs for energy, for plastic, for all these other things that we have in our lives. And we're slowly starting to develop technology to do that. And so as those things come up, reach for them. I mean, like that.
Because they're around.
Yeah,
it's not hard to learn. There's a crazy thing called the internet where you could do some research and figure out day-to-day activities,
exactly.
To lessen your carbon footprint, right?
That's exactly right. You want to reduce your carbon footprint. The most important thing you can do is stand up and talk about it. Like say something about how you feel about the Earth. Talk to your elected officials. About talking to your elected officials, usually we think about the president, right?
Yeah.
Or something.
And we've all been trying to talk to him.
We've all trying to talk to him. He's not listening. But of course, you also have 2 senators. You have a congressperson. You have state elected officials. Yeah. You often have a city council. You might have a school board. You have all these people that are there in your government who are supposed to be representing what you want.
Right.
And you got to tell them what you want, because if you don't, they don't know.
Yeah, we have to use our democracy, right?
Exactly.
That's the value that we get as a free nation. And a lot of times I think too, when we think about politics and talking to elected officials, we think like, oh, how can I talk to these? Like council people, you can literally call up on the phone and have a conversation with your local council person.
It's their job to listen to you. That's part of their job. That's part of why they're there. So make them.
Rap artist Lil Dicky just did a whole a video, which was absolutely amazing, and all the proceeds went to Leonardo DiCaprio's foundation.
Yeah.
What are some other foundations or other organizations that are out there that would be cool to get involved in?
If you're young, connect with your youth movement, the Sunrise Movement. Look at organizations supporting the Green New Deal. There's a lot of resources out there, and a quick Google search, you'll find tons of them. As a scientist, one of the things that I think is most important for me is to stay curious. Stay curious and go learn about the world. Learn about the world that you live in, but also learn about the world of your policymakers and how to change these things. So just do a little homework.
Yeah, do a little homework, right? We'll take it back to school, do a little homework. But yeah, that's like I said, there are tons of organizations, and even just from the perspective, we don't necessarily have to look at it from like, oh, we have to give money to these things. Even just being involved, raising that awareness, talking about the organizations that are out there. There are things like rallies that you can do. There are events like obviously when you have Earth Day and different things like that, cleanup events. Right. There are things like that you do to get active, right? And that symbolism at least shows other people that may not be aware about those organizations or those campaigns to be like, okay, these things are out there and there are actually people taking steps towards that, right?
Yeah, it's a huge deal.
All right, so this is the song lyric, okay? And you're gonna need to guess the artist.
Oh man.
Okay? This is the lyric. It's kind of crazy. It probably makes no sense, all right? But it's the lyric, okay? Dirty soda in a styrofoam. Spend a day, get my mind blown. Dress it up and go to NASA. 200 miles on the dash. The artist, is it Blueface? B, Kendrick Lamar? C, J. Cole? Or D, Future?
Oh man, I definitely don't know. So I'm gonna randomly guess B.
B, Kendrick Lamar?
Kendrick Lamar.
Man.
No.
We almost get it. We were going to get one. Kendrick Lamar is a lyrical genius, but I wouldn't say this would be one of his most impressive lyrics. This one actually goes to Future. Dirty soda in a styrofoam. I guess that would have been the hit, right? Dirty soda. Yeah. But yes, the answer is Future, and the song was called March Madness, which is weird because that has absolutely nothing to do with NASA. The song March Madness. But anyway, it was Future.
I got my own homework.
Now you got your own homework. You're going to do some research on these brilliant hip hop artists and their involvement in climate change. But I mean, it's crazy, right? Because there's such a movement now. There's so much awareness about our climate. and about science in general, right? And I feel there's starting to be more progressive acceptance, which is why we have platforms like Hip Hop Science, where we can talk hip hop, music, pop culture, and science, and things that are going on in the world, politics, and that, and for it to be cohesive and make sense, right?
I mean, I'm a scientist, so I feel usually really bad about not knowing stuff. But this made me feel really good because I had no idea there were so many artists like doing such like relevant, exciting, work out there. And so now I got my playlist.
Now you got your playlist.
Exactly.
All right, awesome. Josh, my man, thank you so much for sitting down with me. We learned so much about climate. We learned about what we can do to prevent climate change. We learned about raising awareness, spreading it. We learned about the youth involvement into climate change, Green New Deal, politics, and effects that we're having on the ocean and how dramatic those effects are, and what our ocean actually really does for our climate and protecting our world in general, right?
Yeah.
So we got a lot of research, we got a lot of things that we can do for ourselves to be able to help this planet in the future. So thank you so much. We appreciate it, Josh.
Scientist.
Yes,
yeah.
yes. So go out there and make a change, stop climate change, and stop global warming, and let's change the world.
Let's do it.
All right. Hip Hop MD, Hip Hop Science, we out.